Hey guys, it's Kaylee. I am here today to do what sold from last week video. I know I'm a few days late, but if you watch my last video, you will hopefully understand why I needed to take a little time off, but I am back. We are going to get this video knocked out and then hopefully right on time, either Sunday or Monday, we'll have this week's what sold video.
If you're new here, hi, my name is Kaylee. I'm an online reseller. I find used clothing at thrift stores and I flip them online for a profit. My channel is about teaching other people to resell and make money online. All the links that I mentioned in the video are down below in the description. You can click on the link tree down below and it will pop up my eBay and Poshmark closet if you're interested in viewing. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions or you just want to say hi. You can also send me a message over on Instagram. If you like this reseller content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you get notified when I make new videos. Let's jump into today's video.
Alright, so I'm going to be sharing with you all of the sales numbers from all the platforms that I sold on last week. Had a pretty decent sales week. I mean, it's kind of average, but it is slowly but steadily going up, which is good because I've actually been slacking a little bit trying to get items listed. So let's jump in. I'm going to show you some highlighted sales as well.
Okay guys, so these sales are from September 27th through October 3rd. As I said, they are from last week. I'm a little bit behind, but I did want to share these numbers with you. So September 27th through October 3rd, and then I'll be sharing this week's sales numbers that we're living in here in a few days. So in total, I sold 51 items for a gross sales total of $1,524.86. Which made an average sale price of $29.90 and a total cost of goods for everything that sold last week on all the platforms, $213.36. So I feel like that's a pretty good return on investment. Spending $213 to make about $1,500 is okay in my book. So I did sell on 4 different platforms. I sold on eBay, Poshmark, Grailed, and Mercari. I'll show you both of those one-off sales on Grailed and Mercari because I know you guys are interested in what's selling on these other platforms. On eBay, I sold 27 items. On Poshmark, I sold 22. And then, like I said, one on Grailed and one on Mercari. On eBay, I made a gross sales number of $888. On Poshmark, $578. My average sale price on eBay was roughly $33, and then my average sale price on Poshmark was roughly $26. So you can see a big difference there, and that's usually the case eBay versus Poshmark. So on those other platforms, Grailed and Mercari, I sold a total of $58 for an average sale price of $29. So we're going to jump into some highlighted sales. I'm going to move very quickly because we do have quite a bit to show you here. So this first one is a Bagatelle women's floral embroidered leather jacket. This was also a size 16, which helped us sell it in my opinion because it was a larger size. There were a couple spots on the leather, but I didn't let that deter me because overall this was a very pretty unique jacket. And in the past, I have sold leather or suede jackets with this all over floral embroidery for pretty good money every time. So I had this jacket listed for $74.99 and it ended up selling on an offer for $64.99. In these videos, if you're ever curious if I'm charging shipping or if I'm offering free shipping, you can always look at this area of the screen right here and it will tell you whether I charge shipping or whether shipping was free to the buyer. I'm kind of in between right now, mostly the heavier items I am charging shipping, and then the lighter items, for most of them, I'm doing a test run to see if free shipping is going to work well for me, and I just rolled that cost into the cost of the item. So next is this Denim and Supply by Ralph Lauren men's Henley shirt. This was in a pretty recent haul, so this sold really, really quickly. This brand in general does really well. I'll show you the tag here. This is a men's size large. Normally, I wouldn't even bother picking up a men's Henley shirt or even looking at it, but when I saw the tag, I knew that it was probably good. I pick up almost everything in this brand because it does really well. So this one I had listed for $39.99 and it sold very quickly on an offer for $35.99. This is a Zara dress, and these all over print Zara dresses, whether they're chain print or they're kind of a paisley floral print like you see this one here, in general do very well for me when they are in the midi length, which this one was. I also really like the color scheme of this dress. It was very unique and really on trend for that bohemian style. This was also a US size large, which if you find Zara, at least in my area, I'm usually finding it in very small sizes. It's kind of like Free People. I find it in like small and extra small most often. I don't usually find it in medium and larges. So when I do find a larger size, it typically sells faster. So this one I had listed at $49.99 and it's sold on an offer for $44.99. This is a pair of men's J. Crew jeans. I have been sitting on these for a little while. These are the men's 770 style jeans. I picked them up because I thought that they were kind of modern. They had some distressing, and in particular on the inside, they had this tag that said it was made from Japanese fabric called Kaihara denim. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, but you get the gist. So it seemed more like a specialized style and type of denim, and again, very modern. So I had this one listed for $33.40. It ended up selling on a best offer for $30.06. Here's a brand that's pretty hit or miss for me. The brand is Umgee. They make a lot of bohemian style clothing, and in general, the resale value is not very high. But when I come across pretty unique pieces like this, I'll usually look them up first, but I like to pick them up. They don't make a ton of money, but they are a quick flip usually. So this was a long sleeve, kind of a peasanty look where the sleeves had floral chiffon details and they were kind of a peasant sleeve. So I thought this was really on trend, really pretty, and a great transition piece between summer and fall with it being long sleeve but still floral. Had this listed for $24.99 and it did sell at full price. Here's a brand I just recently started picking up. The brand is called Lands of Salzburg. And you guys have educated me in the comments that this is a vintage brand. And back when this started, it was really popular to pick up during the holidays. Apparently everybody wanted this kind of pajama for Christmas. So if you come across some Christmassy stuff by Lands of Salzburg, definitely worth more. But this, I believe, was the first piece I picked up from them. I might be wrong about that. One of the first few pieces. I've been finding them a lot more lately because I've been spending more time in the pajamas and intimates section. But this is a great brand to be on the lookout for. So this is a vintage baby doll nightgown. Just your classic floral. I think it even had a little bit of discoloration on the armpits that I had to disclose. But this brand, normally I wouldn't tell you in vintage pieces to look for a brand, just to look for style, but this brand seems to be doing pretty well and is sought after. So I had this one listed for $24.99 and it sold on an offer for $22.49. Here is another Zara piece. This one is a military crop jacket. Not much to say here. Military inspired pieces are still doing well. This one was an extra small, kind of like I talked about before, so I didn't know how long it would take, but I really like the style of this, and the crop in this particular style I think is very modern. So I have this one listed for $30 and it did end up selling at full price. This is a Nike piece. I'm pretty selective these days when I pick up Nike pieces. They've got to be very modern or they've got to be super vintage. This one was very modern and it had a big Nike swoosh with the spell out, which I think is necessary to sell Nike. People are buying it for the branding. Some nice neutral color blocking and a zip up windbreaker. Great condition. There was a small spot where the threading on the seam was starting to come loose, so I did disclose that. This sold within like 24 hours, I think, so I probably should have priced it maybe at $29, but nonetheless, it sold at full price at $24.99. So pieces like this in Nike, I'll definitely continue picking up, and this one is super lightweight, so it went first class. This is the Saks Fifth Avenue jacket that I've been holding on to for a little while. So Saks Fifth Avenue, I think the resale value's gone way down, and even the sell-through rate might not be there for most pieces, but this one was 100% cashmere with a silk lining. Very modern in the styling of this piece. I really like the cutout collar. I'm not sure what you call that, but I thought it was very modern. So I have had this one for a little while, but since we've come back to the season where this would be popular, it did sell. Had this listed for $65 and it sold on an offer for $58.50. So keep your eye out for higher end brands and quality fabrics. This is an American Eagle men's next level flex skinny jean. I don't feel like I need to go into too much detail about these. I just basically look for the style name on the inside of American Eagle jeans and comps on it. These ones were called the skinny. These are a more modern style with that stretchy material. So this is a men's skinny jean. Had this listed for $30 and it did flip relatively quickly at full price. This isn't something that's going to yield you, a ton of money, but they are pretty decent flips. This is a Merino loom made of 100% merino wool. I just thought it was really pretty with the wrap detail. This is a neutral tan color and just felt like quality. All of these things together, this brand is known for their wool pieces, really helped to sell this. So I had this listed for $30 and it sold on a best offer for $26.99. Here's a pair of women's silver jeans. I have loved picking up women's silver jeans lately. These ones are just the Suki surplus. I don't worry really about style or size anymore. I just kind of pick up silver jeans whenever I can because they flip pretty consistently between $30 and $40. So these ones I had listed at $38.39 with free shipping. It's a weird sale price number because I rolled my cost of shipping into the price. So that's why it's $38.39, but they did end up selling at full price. This is a Love Linen, which is a line off of J. Jill, size 2X, which is a great size. This is a linen striped top. This one had some high-low detail, striping, half button, all good things. Really had that login look, which I probably should have put in the title, but I did not make this listing. But that would have been a good keyword for this. But nonetheless, it's still sold. And this one was listed for $29.99, and it did end up selling at full price pretty quickly. This is an Orvis piece that I've been sitting on for a little while. I just thought it was really unique. I think I got this at the bins, so I picked it up. It has a leather collar. I knew it was going to take the right kind of buyer to want this, but it did end up selling eventually. I had this listed at $25 and it did sell at full price. Okay, moving on over to Poshmark. I did want to include this sale because this is another piece I recently had in a haul video. So this is my Coogi dupe sweater. I did put that in the description, but not in the title. And I made sure to use the word dupe and not just put the word Coogi. And clearly showed that this was an Alfani piece. So Coogi 3D knit sweaters, which is the style of this, sell for hundreds of dollars. And I think if you can find a dupe that looks very similar, people are willing to buy it. At least that has been my experience looking up comps for items like this. So this one I listed pretty high. I think I listed it at 65 or 75. Anyways, it sold relatively quickly. I ended up accepting an offer for $55 because for an Alfani sweater, I think that is insane. So keep your eye out for 3D knit Coogi dupes because I would definitely pick them up. In particular, these ones with the collars and the quarter buttons do really well, and you want to try to get them in pretty interesting colorful ones. So I have one that's by Protege and it's more of like a brown tan one. That one's not going to go for as much, so you want to try to stick with the ones that have a little bit of color details like this one does. I sold these White House Black Market Western skinny jeans. I wanted to show this one because you can pick up jeans in decent brands, maybe brands that you don't pick up often, but if they are modern enough or have some unique details, they can still bring you 25 bucks. That's, been kind of where I try to stick to with jeans in lesser brands. So these ones were called the skimmer jeans, and they were basically a skinny fit. They had some leather details around here and then zippers at the sides. I thought they had kind of a Western vibe, so that's how I marketed them as, and they sold for $25. A pair of women's BKE jeans. These are the style Kate. I'm a lot more careful with women's BKE jeans because most of the styles don't flip quickly. I think I got these ones really inexpensively. So that's why I picked these ones up. But in general, BKE is a good brand to pick up in jeans. I just really like selling the men's jeans more than the women's. But these women's jeans in the style Kate sold, someone just bought them outright at $29. This is another wool sweater. So this is by the brand Crimson Clover. Not exactly a brand I'd try and remember. I got to look into this brand a little bit more, but I originally picked it up just because of the material, and I thought it was kind of unique with the ribbing structure details that it had. This ended up selling for $35, which is pretty good for a brand I don't know about. Here is another recent find. This is that vintage green plaid grunge midi dress that I found. This was a vintage size 18, so a plus size. This probably translated to like 14, 16 after all was said and done because vintage sizing runs really small. But I just thought that this was perfect for that dark academia trend, which I also should have had my lister put in the description. But nonetheless, this sold very, very quickly. So I'm really happy with it. If you come across anything like this, I'd say it's definitely worth picking up. This one sold for $35, and like I said, it was pretty quick sale. These Linnea Paolo shoes are ones where I've reused the pictures. So I've sold these previously, I think for $35 or $40. And then I found the exact same ones again. So I just did kind of like a sell similar and used the same photos. So I think I even found them in the same size maybe, but these ended up selling again at the $35 range. So if you come across these, here is the brand. Definitely worth picking up. They sell pretty quickly and they're really popular. This is a Nike men's Thermofit full zip hoodie. Again, with Nike, I try to find something modern, something a little bit more unique, and I try to make sure there is obvious branding, which this one I felt did. This was a Thermofit with that fleece lining. This only sold for $25, but again, Nike's such a well-known brand that if you find something pretty unique and substantial, it will sell quickly. This is a Fabletics gray high-rise legging. Not much to say about this. Here is the logo. Sometimes the tag is ripped out, so that's the only way you can tell that it's Fabletics, and then you kind of just have to try and guess the size. Usually sell for about the $25 to $30 range. These ones sold for $24. This is a Susan Bristol 100% wool Western patch sweater, and this I picked up like last year because it was kind of Western vibey, and I knew it was going to take a very unique person to take it. Somebody finally ended up buying it. I let it go for an offer of $30, and they left me good feedback, which I thought was a pretty good return on investment for a gamble. This next one is an Ocean Drive nautical stripe hoodie, and I mainly picked this up because I thought it was pretty modern and it was new with tags. This brand does okay in some of their pieces, definitely not a high sell-through rate in my opinion. I think this one sold quickly because it was new with tags, and I did get this one pretty inexpensively. It sold for $35. This is a debut sweater. I picked this up when that Western trend was really popular. I thought this was really cool with the multicolor patterns. And I had this listed for $29. I've had it for a little while now. It ended up selling. Someone bought it outright, which I was happy with. But I think I'm going to definitely slow down on the Western pieces this year. But it's good to know that they are still selling. This is a Jessica Simpson bag. It's just a leather handbag with some bohemian blanket-like details. I just thought this was really on trend. I knew it wouldn't sell for a lot just because of the brand, but I thought it was cute and unique enough someone would buy it. This ended up selling for $25, which is about where I thought it would sell for, and it did sell pretty quickly. This is a Harley Davidson men's shirt. Not much to say here, just an orange, which is like their classic color, orange and black. Men's graphic shirt with some graphic details on the back. I try not to worry about the branding of the store. I just kind of sell it as is. This one sold for $20, which is pretty good these days for a Harley Davidson shirt. I did have this one Grailed sale. So this is an Eddie Bauer vintage multicolor sweater. I just thought it was really unique, and Eddie Bauer is a well-known brand. So with all of those factors involved, I got this item. It ended up selling for $38. And just so you know, on Grailed, the sold price includes shipping. So shipping comes out of my pocket. So I sold for $38, and then I had to pay shipping out of pocket. This probably ended up going priority mail in a padded flat rate envelope, which cost me I think like $7.50, close to that. So I ended up making a little over $30 on this item. And on Mercari, I sold this Brandy Melville deep V-neck t-shirt. Same thing on Mercari. I offer free shipping. Someday I think I'll do a video on Mercari, but for me, in my opinion, you have to offer free shipping on Mercari. Like, you have to do it, and you probably should ship yourself, not use their prepaid ones, because I find that if you use their prepaid one, the buyer ends up spending way more in shipping, and it's usually a deterrent. They're not like Poshmark where you can ship shoes up to 5 pounds for $7.99. They usually charge $10 to $12 to ship something a little bit heavier. So for that reason, I usually offer free shipping and just do it myself. It's less of a deterrent for the buyer. In fact, it's a little bit more encouraging for them to see free shipping. This thing was so lightweight, probably cost me only a couple bucks to ship. I use Pirate Ship if I need to, or I can also go through PayPal and print labels through there. Either way works, and then you just upload the tracking. So this one sold for $20 with shipping included. All said and done, probably ended up making a little over $15 on this item. But these brands like Brandy Melville sell pretty well on Mercari.
Alright guys, so that is the end of today's What Sold from Last Week video. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Drop a comment down below and let me know how your sales are going for you. We just started Q4, so make sure if you guys do get the quarterly shipping supplies coupon that you do be sure and use that up. It just became available, I think, last week.